Thank you everyone for joining me for this energy healing for the liver. So I'm just going to start by taking a read into the field of the collective and just checking out and taking a look at everybody's liver. When appealing to the process of healing the liver, what we're looking at is both the physicality of the liver, but also the intelligence of the liver, the overseeing intelligence of the liver. So every organ, every system in the physiology has an overseeing intelligence, and this is the level at which we begin to, this is where the process begins of directing attention intelligently. So I'm just looking there at that principle of the intelligence of the liver. The liver is such a sophisticated organ, and it plays several really important, very vital roles in the physiology. And one of its primary roles is its relationship to the circulatory system, another primary role relationship to the digestive system. So I'm just looking at these, we're kind of looking in and getting a read on how the livers are functioning out. As I look out into the collective, what I'm seeing is many different livers in all different conditions and states. So, starting with a flow of energy or awareness which is moving into the liver and unblocking blockages. Because one of the principal functions of the liver is it's an area through which blood flows and through which other elements flow. Bile flows from the liver to the gallbladder. So everything needs to be open and clear. And I'm looking at the calcifications that have occurred in some people's livers. And these calcifications are concentrated discordant feelings. And so what we're doing is getting down underneath or to the inside, to the subtler level of the calcifications and dealing with the discordant feelings. And in the case of the liver, most often is the nature of the liver to hold anger or hot feelings, because the liver is one of the seats of heat in the body. So we're just going in, just looking at this process of cooling down all the collected discordant heat energies in the liver that have kind of collected and gotten blocked up. So for every calcification there's a little teeny block. Blocks seem to be made of something I call 3Ms. Morphic resonances, morphic fields, subtle matter morphic fields. These structures act as blockages, filters. And so as this energy is shifting in the liver, that means the blockages are dissolving, the discordant feelings that have calcified into actual physical forms in the body, those are dissolving. All this process, the energy which is shifting in this process, is being delivered back to the source of creation, like flowers at the feet of God, to be received with gratitude, offering gratitude for this healing. And as that happens, as the healing process, the energy transformation is offered back to the divine, what happens is divinity replies to the physiology through the universal language of perception and experience. And that reply is the feeling, is the, you could say, the energy signature of the healing as it appears, having gone through the field of pure being. So when it comes back multiplied, intensified, refined, more specified for each person in the healing session. Because like I said, everybody's liver is a little different, everybody has different needs. For some people, increased discrimination and intelligence in the way that the liver filters the blood. So on one hand, we're clearing some filters, we're clearing structures that are blocking flow, but on the other hand, we're actually increasing the intelligent capacity of the liver to filter. The liver's got to filter out the toxins and freshen up the blood. So that process also being offered back to the source of creation. The other thing that's happening is, I mentioned at the beginning of this healing, the intelligence of the liver. The intelligence of the liver is being soothed in a very sort of sweet, loving, understanding energy of being. That means your being. And in these healings, I don't heal you, you heal yourself. But I'm the reporter, because I'm just looking into the field where the livers are and telling you what I'm seeing. And what I'm seeing is that the livers are being bathed in a sort of sweet, cooling light of deep appreciation, gratitude, and love. The body is such a fantastic and amazing thing. It takes so long to cultivate a physiology, you know, and to raise it up to adulthood so that it can do all the great things that it does. Some people, a self-sabotage is clearing from the liver. Seeing that? Self-sabotage. And that behind the self-sabotage, as the self-sabotage clears off, a deeper layer underneath that is a sense of like feeling kind of like not worthy, sort of, not lovable. This came up because of that wave, those waves of love and appreciation going into the liver, then were like contrasting by nature to some energies that were already sitting there. So that feeling of I'm not worth it, or I'm not worthy, or I'm not lovable, or I'm, you know, pathetic, poor me, oh poor me, that's under there too, under the self-sabotage. Good. Very good, everybody. Very good. Very good. Under all those discordant feelings, which are clearing out of the liver. And of course, every time something clears out of the system, every time the energy moves, it's all offered back into divine being. And every time that happens, that starts creating multiple looping waves of purification in that same vein. But underneath that are habits in the physiology. Habits at the physical, etheric, and mental and emotional levels of the physiology. Those I think of as sort of the levels of the physiology. Those habits are stuck in the area that we tend to associate with present life, present self. Habits can change. You can change your habits. So as those habits, some of the habits are connected to other intelligences, inside, outside, the individual antenna of the universe which you are. And some of those habits have like little connector pieces with them associated with forms and forces in the larger environment which do not have your best interests at heart. So those connections, those little hooks and cords from environmental structures are also clearing. For a lot of people, sugar. For other people, alcohol. These structures are not useful to the liver. In fact, they're not really useful to the rest of the physiology either, but that's okay. I'm not judging it. You know, God bless everyone to do what suits them best and is right for them. But I'm just saying that this healing is addressing those habits and is clearing all the little points in the system, little spots, even down to the astral level of the physiology, where those elements, those environmental elements, have kind of like hooked into the system energetically. And they kind of get wrapped around with a sense of I'm not good enough and I don't like myself, and as well as sense of who I am. So that brings us to the last spot in this healing, and that is sense of who I am. It is useful to reframe the definition of oneself in terms of the entire creation. We'll probably have to talk more about that on another video, but just energetically, we're offering that particular effect into the field of divine being. And again, I'm just thanking everyone so much for being with me for this healing. Hope to see you again soon.